In the last video on car living, I showed you how I created my blackout panels. Those are the main components of the privacy system that keeps me hidden while living in my car. By the way, the privacy system isn't just for car living. I had originally created it for camping and traveling before I decided to move into my car full time. In fact, earlier this year, I successfully used the system on a 10,000-mile, 40-day cross-country trip. During that trip, I stayed in dozens of cities. No one questioned or bothered me, even though I stayed at truck stops, on residential streets, and hotel parking lots. No one even saw me in my car, which was due to the privacy system. By the way, there is a playlist linked in the description below with the videos from that trip, if you're interested. In today's video, I will go over how I covered the largest window in the car, the windshield. To create an invisible windshield, a windshield with no visibility into the car, I needed to use a technique different from the blackout panels. Using a blackout panel for the windshield would look very suspicious. That would draw unwanted attention to my car. I had been able to avoid unwanted attention since moving into my car by blending in with other cars. People usually get into trouble living in a car when they hang curtains, sheets, or reflective panels in their windows. That draws the attention of people who live and work in the area and can tell that someone is living in the car. That is usually when police get called. My goal when I created my privacy system was to hide the fact that I had a privacy system, so I didn't attract any unwanted attention. For the windshield, that meant choosing an approach based around a sunscreen. A lot of people use sunscreens, also called sunshades, to cover their front window. It is also common for people to leave them in overnight. I adopted that approach and I have used it successfully now for 156 days. I found the sunscreen that I used by searching on Amazon for one that was custom designed for my car. Oh, by the way, there is a cool hidden feature on Amazon which is called Amazon Garage. The Garage feature can be found by going to this page. As you can see in the website address at the top of the page, it is located at amazon.com/GP/your-garage. Here you can add information about your car. Once it is added, then when you search for products on Amazon, if you search for car-related products, an option appears which allows you to filter search results to only those that fit your car. That is how I found the sunscreen, which was designed specifically for my 2010 Toyota Prius. I paid $40 for the sunscreen, which is a lot of money, but it did fit the size and shape of my windshield. That saved a lot of time and effort trying to customize a generic sunscreen. Regardless of what sunscreen you buy, there will be some customization work involved. The goal is to minimize that work. For me, customization involved covering 3 areas on the windshield that were not covered by the sunscreen. Those areas were the top, right, and left corners of the windshield, and the area around the rearview mirror. To deal with those areas, I first mounted the sunscreen to get a clear understanding of what visible areas remained. I mounted the sunscreen using strips of hook and loop material, which is commonly referred to as Velcro. However, Velcro is a brand name, and I purchased the cheaper generic hook and loop. It is the same material that I used on the blackout panels in the last video, which you can watch through the playlist in the description below. In the description, you will also find links to the materials that I used in this video. The hook and loop material comes in 1-inch wide strips, which provides a really strong bond. I used the full 1-inch width when I put the strips of hook material on the windshield. However, I cut the loop material into narrower 1/4-inch strips before putting those strips on the sunscreen. A full inch of both the hook and loop material all the way around the sunscreen would have created a bond that was really strong. In fact, Because of the strength of the Velcro technology, 1-inch strips would have made removing the sunscreen incredibly difficult. So, using only 1/4-inch wide loop material on the sunscreen provided a good tight fit all around while making the sunscreen easy to remove. I used the full inch wide hook material on the windshield to make it easier to attach the sunscreen. It would be difficult to perfectly align a 1/4-inch wide strip of loop material on the sunscreen with a narrow 1/4-inch wide strip of hook material on the windshield. Having a larger hook strip on the windshield gives me a bigger and easier target for attaching the sunscreen. Once the sunscreen was installed with the hook and loop strips, then I began filling in the areas that remained visible on the windshield. The best material that I found for this job is simple electrical tape. 1/2-inch electrical tape is easy to work with, it is cheap, and it can be removed later. So, here is the final result when viewed from the outside. And here is the view from the inside. Also, here is how it looks at night, even when the lights are on inside the car. As you can see, no light is being transmitted from inside the car through the windshield. The sunscreen, together with the blackout panels and the tint that I showed in the previous video, create a complete system that is stealthy enough to look natural to passers-by while creating complete privacy on the inside. That means that I can park in safe, public, well-lit areas at night while remaining hidden in plain sight. I hope that this video has been helpful or at least interesting. In the next video, I will show you the video security system that I created for my car. That system includes micro cameras like they use on mini drones and a wireless monitor that allows me to watch my car even when I am working inside of a coffee shop or my WeWork office space in Silicon Valley. It also lets me see outside when the privacy system is hiding me inside. By the way, if you are interested in the work that I am doing in Silicon Valley, I have started another channel called Silicon Valley Homeless CEO. That channel follows my efforts to become a Silicon Valley tech entrepreneur and my determination to use science and technology to improve the world. My most recent video is on artificial intelligence. It is a fascinating subject, so I hope you will check out that video. I will be posting regular updates on that channel starting this week, and there is a link to the playlist in the description below. Well, that is my video for today. Thank you for taking the time to watch. As always, I appreciate the fact that our paths have crossed in this fascinating journey that we call life.